Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Reid Lucier. I'm a photographer and digital artist here in Vancouver. Now I'm going to start off my very first vlog here, and I'm going to name this Finding Your Style. So before I get into my style, what I want to talk about is 3 quick points just to sum up this whole vlog I'm going to do right now. 1 is have patience. 2 is go out and try a bunch of different genres, see what you like, you'll be surprised. And 3, don't be hard on yourself. Everyone's always looking for their style, and it takes time. Like I said, the first thing is you're going to have patience. So the way I started my photography journey is, I just moved to Vancouver, and I saw this panoramic print of downtown Vancouver, probably around like sunset time. It's by an artist here, photographer named Chris Collicott, who many years later I got to meet in person, and he's awesome and all that kind of stuff. So that right there inspired me. I'm like, whoa, like that's a wicked photo. I want to learn how to do that. I live in Vancouver now. It's super nice here, mountains. I need to photograph this stuff. So I went out and bought a camera. So the first thing I did when I bought a camera was went out and tried to shoot night photography. Now that had a huge appeal to me. I literally did not take my camera out during the day. I did not care about day photography. It looked super boring to me. Night photography was so interesting with the lights, and you can do the light streaks and long exposures. And it was a fun learning curve. I mean, I got to go out to all these different locations and shoot at night, and it's nice and peace and quiet. And then I saw someone's photo of stars. They just pointed the camera up and did a long exposure and got all these stars. I'm like, whoa, you can do that? So I went out to my backyard. I was living out in Point Grey at the time. Pointed my camera up, did a 30-second exposure, and was like blown away. I'm like, whoa, look at all the stars. So many more than you can see in real life, right? So once I saw I could take photos of stars, I shot right down the wreck beach where I knew there wasn't going to be a lot of light pollution. Aimed it up, took a bunch of long exposures. Super happy with myself. It was so much fun. And that just kind of started. Then I saw photos of the Milky Way. Then I didn't even want to take my camera out unless I was about to capture some Milky Way. So that was also a cool idea, because then I went out to all these different remote and dark locations and you do all this research on where the Milky Way is going to be at that time of night, and then you find a cool foreground like some forest or like a barn or something. And that was a lot of fun. I was loving it. It was great, and that's how I kind of got started. Then I ended up getting a job at Children's Hospital. Now what happened from there is they had a full studio there, like 4 lights set up and everything, and they're like, hey Reid, we got to do headshots of these doctors. And I'm sitting there like, sure? I don't know how to use lights, man. I'm used to being out in the middle of nowhere in the wilderness by myself in the dark at like 3, 4 in the morning taking long exposures. Now here I am with a doctor in front of me, and I got all these lights. I got to learn how to do it, and photograph them and pose them and all that. That was just, what the heck, man. But you do it, you learn from it. I actually took a liking to headshots. I do headshots still professionally. I do actors and models and corporate and all that, and that's super fun. And I'm going to try to make these videos a little bit shorter. So what I'm trying to say is I went right from landscape to portraits. Then I started looking for local models, and I was going out and I was photographing them, and I was doing different styles. And you can see, I'll show you a photo of one of my first shoots with a model named Laura. We went out and she found I had a banana in my car just for a snack for later. We didn't have a prop gun, but she's like, hey listen, I've always wanted to be like a detective or a cop, like let's do a couple fun photos. So she's like pointing the banana like it was a gun, and then we have her like squatting down in this alleyway like she's in some detective scene looking up some clue on the ground. I mean, poor girl, the whole alleyway smelled like piss. It's awful, but I mean, it's a fun photos, and I kind of like, right off the bat, that was something that when I look back now, I didn't really realize it then, but I liked the idea of telling a story with a photo. And it just sort of grew from there. I had like more photos. I really got into glamour for a while, and like auto, like a bunch of cars and girls with cars, which I still love doing. Tried boudoir, tried natural light a little bit. What really clicked with me is when I ended up doing some composite shoots. So I did some with my kid Jade. Put her on a T-Rex and had her opening a book and all this crazy universe stuff happening. It was a lot of fun. And I really took a liking to it. And the funny thing is, I started doing more of that. And eventually, when I would meet other photographers, because, meeting photographers in Vancouver, and everyone's always so helpful and chatting, and people would be like, "Hey, Reid, the composite guy, yeah, that's him." And now, I don't know, I guess I'm known as the composite guy. And it's really interesting. It's a lot of fun. You'll see how you evolve over the years, right? And it's been years. It's not like, hey, wasn't last month I did landscape. I've barely even done landscape in years now. So like I said, you just go from landscape, and then somehow I got involved with shooting with lights and headshots, and then getting some beautiful girls and getting some awesome glamour shots, and trying out boudoir and trying out every style you can think of, really. Except food photography. I don't give a damn about food photography. But that's just, you got to work on it. I did a full 100-page 2-issue comic book. Lots of compositing in that. The next comic book I'm doing is going to be like 90% compositing. And like you can see a zombie back there, right there. It's, can't really tell, but there's my daughter. I just did her as Ladybug. It's fun. I love it. I'm sort of known as the guy now. And like I said, you guys have patience with yourself. I feel like now when I post a photo, people are going to be like, oh, that's Reid's photo. Like, they're going to know. That's kind of my style now. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool how it's evolved. I'll show you some sample photos during this whole talk here, so you're not just looking at my face the whole time. But you can do it too. Try it out. Try whatever you can. I mean, there's so many different genres out there. Try as much as you can. I mean, you'll be surprised. Like, even with my compositing, what I learned in landscape photography can apply to that with my editing and that. And vice versa. Next time if I do a landscape photo, I can use some compositing skills, throw in the Milky Way that I shot another day, I'll put it during a daytime photo and change the daytime photo to nighttime. You just learn skills along the way, and it just sort of organically happens. So I believe I found my style now. It's been a few years. I'm happy with it. I love shooting it. I love shooting the badass composites. The next comic book is going to be all composites and badass, and I'm going to love that. You're going to love it too. And just keep at it, guys. Just keep doing it. Keep trying. And work on your style. Find references. One other thing I want to say. When you look at your Instagram, one way to find your style is eventually, like, I got folders on my computer with a bunch of different categories. And maybe I'll show you a screenshot of it maybe. And it's just kind of like, hey, like, these are composites, these are glamour, this is auto. Like, I've tried all these different genres. And maybe on your Instagram you save photos. I save photos all over the place. I've got thousands and thousands of photos saved that I use for inspiration, or like maybe I like that pose, or maybe I like the lighting in that one, maybe I love the background, and whatever the reason is. So when you start saving photos, eventually you're just going to start seeing a theme. So I'll show you a screenshot of some of my saved photos on Instagram, and I think you start to find your style and your groove when you look at your Instagram feed, and it starts to look just like the ones that you saved. And that's kind of when I was like, yeah, that's everything I'm doing from now on. It's pretty much the same sort of color grade and like the different effects. And if you look at my screenshot compared to my saved photos, they're pretty much the same. That's when you pretty much have a good idea of what style you like, and you're doing it yourself, and you can, who knows where it goes from there. That's the fun part. Maybe eventually I'll go completely different direction, but right now I'm pretty happy where I am. Like I said, I went from landscape to composites. Who knows what could be next? Who knows what can happen with you guys? Just keep trying. It's a lot of fun. Meet new people in different genres. Ask them questions. Ask anyone questions. Ask me questions if you have that. If you have questions for me. Just keep doing it, guys. have patience, have fun. That's it, man. That's my first vlog. There you go. I set up cool lights and everything. Look at this. Look at this light. Bam, baby. I got my other blue light over there. I don't know if I'm going to set up the lights every time I do these, but I thought it'd be fun today. Cheers, guys. Hope you like it. Have fun. Keep trying, keep shooting, and let me know your style. Leave me a message. Peace.